All right, part two. So, what is it that you're broadcasting into the universe? Now let's take a step back and look at this. Let's look at your job, okay? Do you like your job? So, how long have you been working at it? And what is it that you don't like about it? Okay. Now, do you remember when you were applying for this job and coming to interviews and stuff, you probably were down on your knees every night begging God to send you this job. Do you remember that? So where did that change? Okay, now, there might be 100 reasons that you just gave me because I probably can't hear you very well right now. But it can be the people that are there, although I already showed you how to deal with the negative people. It could be stress, and your stress is largely self-imposed. I'm probably going to end up doing an entire separate video on stress and meditation and stuff because that's kind of its own whole thing. But if you look at it, if you look at your situation and then just step out of it, imagine somebody else is telling you about your life. You know, it's like, well, I live in this place and I have this relationship and I have this job. And just look at it for all the opportunities that person actually has to be pretty happy. And all the opportunities that person has to really be grateful for things. And I tell you, if you think that your life is so terrible, watch the news. Especially watch the international news. Go to Reuters, especially if you're here in the United States. I apologize to my international brothers and sisters. But the news in America kind of focuses on America. I know, you wouldn't believe that Americans don't pay attention to the rest of the world, but it kind of happens. I apologize for all of us, okay? But check out Reuters, check out international news, check out the BBC, and just look how it is on this planet. I mean, not just what's happening in Haiti, but, you know, poverty and war and things that are happening in Africa. Like I think I mentioned before, watch Sarah McLachlan's World on Fire video. See how much just a little bit of extra money will make in a person's life. But even more than that, look at something like Avatar, okay? Avatar is a pretty big phenomenon that everybody's talking about right now. But do you realize James Cameron spent over $300 million, possibly $500 million, in 12 years of his life just to make you happy for like 3 hours? You realize that? That people work for years and spend millions of dollars just to bring a smile to your face for like 2.5 hours. Isn't that amazing? That never happened to kings and pharaohs and priests and popes in the past. Do you know what Alexander the Great would have given to be able to fly from the United States over to England in a couple of hours? Do you know how amazing that is? How much better your life is? Not just than your grandparents' or great-grandparents' lives were, but how much better your life is than like kings and emperors had it? I mean, think about it. You probably live somewhere warm and safe. You probably don't have to worry about barbarians kicking in your door. Probably. You know, you probably don't have to worry about the Black Plague getting you, right? I mean, if anything, our world is so soft and so sanitized that we've started to misinterpret our problems as problems. Our problems aren't problems, okay? If your boss is kind of mean to you, in the grand scheme of things, that's not really a problem. Okay? I mean, I don't mean to make light of your situation. I know it really bothers you, but think about it. Just kind of take a step back and look at this. Your coworkers gossiping is not really a problem. Okay? And it's clouding you. It's blocking you from creating really fantastic, wonderful things in your life. Okay? I told you before. You are wonderful, but you have to see that you're wonderful. And it's kind of a chicken or the egg type thing. Do you have to love yourself first, or do you have to love your life first? I'll leave that up to you. Whichever one you can do, because at the end of the day, you're going to have both. But you got to be able to look around and say, I mean, everything that you've got up until now, a lot of it you wanted, some of the things you may not have wanted, but for whatever reason, these are things that you created and that you attracted into your life. And if you want to create new things, if you want to attract new things, then you have to do things in a new way. And the first way to do it is gratitude. So I'll make a deal with you. Get like a pen and paper, or even like pull up like Word or Notepad on your computer. I'll give you a second while you do it. We're going to make a list here, okay? I'm serious, do this. Okay, now for those of you that actually grabbed your paper or pulled up a Word document, you wait a second. I just want to talk to you guys who didn't. Why don't you do it? I mean, think about it. I'm only asking you to like make a little list here. If you're not willing to extend yourself enough to kind of like make like a shopping list for a second, then it's going to be really hard for you to convince the universe to start moving on your behalf, okay? So I'm serious. Do this. Pause the video if you have to. Pull up Word or Notepad or WordPerfect or whatever it is you use. Get a piece of paper. We're going to do this, okay? I want you to write down 10 things that you are grateful for. 10. I'm going to wait. You go. Don't worry about me. For those of you that are having some trouble, did you wake up this morning? Put that on the list. Was the sun shining today? Put that on the list. If you're over on the East Coast in the United States and it's still snowing and cold, did it snow less today than it snowed yesterday? Put that on the list. Were you somewhere warm and safe during the snowstorm? Put that on the list. Do you have nice, cool people that, make videos to try and motivate and tell you how wonderful your life is? Put that on the list. Now, really, once you get writing, it does not matter how small this is. You got to have Coke instead of Pepsi at dinner. Are you thankful for that? Write it down, okay? You want to just get in the habit of focusing on how happy you are about things, but keep this list and read it every day. And add new things to the list. Now, this was in the secret, so I can't really claim credit for this one. But if you have a relationship that's maybe not working out quite like you like, sit down and make a list of everything you love about that person, or at least everything that made you get into the relationship in the first place. Okay? And read that list every day and think about those things before you go and talk to them. Okay? Before you sit down to have dinner with your wife, just check that list of 10 things that you love about her, 15 things or 20 things, and then go sit down and spend some time with her, or spend some time with your husband, your boyfriend. It will change everything, okay? And I have to tell you, if you can't think of a list of maybe at least 5, if not 10 things that you really love about this other person, then maybe it's time that you should be moving on out of the relationship, which is something I can help you with. Check some of the articles I wrote on theexaminer.com. I wrote about this very thing, right? But I'm starting to talk in circles, so I'm going to wind it up here. But gratitude. Be thankful. Be thankful in advance for what's going on. If you think, once I have the car, once I have the house, once I have the girlfriend, the boyfriend, then I'll be happy. That's not how it is. It is not how the universe works. It is just not, okay? Feel the good things in advance. Be grateful for what you've got in advance. Is your cell phone better than it used to be? Awesome. Be grateful. Are your clothes nicer than they used to be? Awesome. Be grateful. Are you did you eat today, right? Start with the little things and really truly give thanks to God, to the universe, however you conceive of it. Just the fact that you get to live in the modern era. This is the best time in history to be alive. No one has ever had it better than we've had it. And I know we got problems. That's called being human. No one has ever had it better than we've had it, okay? So take advantage of your opportunities. Take advantage of the upward mobility that you've got. I know some people in some countries have more than others, right? But be grateful for what you do have. Be grateful for what you can do. Be grateful what you've been able to acquire so that you can create more, so that you can be, do, and have more, okay? You're fantastic. Be grateful. Make the list if you didn't. I'm not kidding about that. And read it. Read it every day. Add things to it. It will change your life. I promise. Because I love you. If you don't do it, I'm going to come and write a list of all the reasons I'm grateful for you. And it will sound corny because it'll be like something out of like a greeting card, right? And you don't want that to happen because I'll get all mushy. I'll get mushy. Okay, I love you. You're fantastic. Okay, bye-bye.